Officer Royston, I'm going to come up in a moment and show you a portion of a body cam to see if you recognize it. It is going to be from Exhibit 1 in a folder labeled trial folder, and within that the numeral 1, Royston, and it will begin with the identification of JR and the number 10. And I'm bringing that up to you now, and I have the video paused at the 11:11 mark, and are you able to see that?
Yes, I am.
And do you recognize this?
Yes, I do.
And what do you recognize it as?
My body camera from May 7th, 2023.
And does this appear to be an accurate depiction of your body camera from that incident at Buttermilk Creek Park, May 7th of 2023?
Yes, it does.
Your Honor, I would offer the exhibit beginning at the 11:11 mark.
Any objection, Attorney Jensen?
No.
And it will be played without audio.
Okay. And as a reminder to our jurors, we do have the 2 screens, one here, okay? And Attorney Tony, is this in regards to the stipulated fact?
Yes, if the court could read the stipulated fact once I have this up on the screen.
All right, let me know.
And if the court could now read the stipulated fact.
All right, so for our jurors, the parties to this case have stipulated and agreed to the following fact: that the individual you see in this video in the pink top is defendant Parise Larry. Okay? Go ahead, Attorney Tony.
Thank you. And Deputy Royston, the individual in the pink top, could you describe where that defendant is in relation to the video?
As to his location?
Correct.
Yep, so right now we are on the east side of Buttermilk Creek Park, on a residential area.
And as we're looking, left to right on the video, where is the defendant visible?
On the right-hand side.
Thank you. And we will begin playing at the 11:11 mark as noted without audio. And I've paused it.
And that's at 12:14, Attorney Tony?
I think it may be at 12:34. It's hard to see, it's cut off on the screen at the moment, but I'll correct the record in a moment, Your Honor. Deputy Royston, what time of day is it at this point?
Per the body camera, appears to be 6:13 p.m.
And you found the timing, the timestamp on the body cameras to be accurate during that time of the Fond du Lac Police Department?
Yes, sir.
And that was paused at the 11:34 mark of the exhibit.
11:34, thank you.
And I think earlier you indicated that you found essentially a look-alike firearm.
That is correct. It was an airsoft gun.
And do you recall who that was located on?
Tatyanna Wallace.
And did you make contact with anybody else from that general time frame of the video we just watched?
The only other individual I made contact was Tatyanna Wallace's parents or legal guardians to return that airsoft gun to them.
Were there other individuals that you identified during your interactions with them?
Other than there was Parise Larry was one of them, the defendant. Tristan Richmond was with them, as well as Antonio Johnston.
And ultimately, at some point, you indicated you returned the look-alike firearm to some parent, I think you said?
That's correct, yes. Jason's parents came and retrieved that.
And when did you do that, if you can recall?
It would have been approximately 10 minutes after that, so roughly 6:30 p.m.
And then did you respond to Maplewood Commons at any point on May 7th, 2023?
Yes, I did. At 6:50 p.m., I was notified that there was dispatchers receiving numerous 911 calls indicating that somebody was shot in the head near Maplewood Commons.
And how did you respond to the location?
So at that point, I was in the police department garage when the calls started coming out. We have our Bearcat armored vehicle located at the police department. So myself, as well as two other officers, put on our external body-worn body armor, as well as I deployed my department-issued rifle, hopped in that armored Bearcat, and began responding, lights and sirens.
What is the Bearcat?
It's an armored vehicle that the police department has. We use it on tactical situations, high-risk situations, stuff like that.
I'm bringing you up a document marked Exhibit 2. Do you recognize what that is?
Yes, that appears to be an overview of the Maplewood Commons area.
And are you familiar with that area?
Yes, I am.
And does that appear to be an accurate depiction as an overview?
Yes, it does.
Your Honor, I would offer Exhibit 2 with permission to publish.
Any objection?
No.
Go ahead. Madam Clerk could switch over to the Elmo.
Listening to the officer testify, we are going to squeeze in a quick break as they're getting things organized there in that courtroom. We'll be right back. You're watching Court TV Live, your front row seat to justice.
Tonight on Closing Arguments, a brutal attack in broad daylight leads to the tragic death of a 3-year-old. We'll break down today's testimony in the toddler stabbed murder trial.
Closing Arguments tonight at 8/7 Central on Court TV.
A wife accused of murdering her prominent attorney husband, and the defense involves blaming her own sons?
Victim to verdict with Ted Rollins. New episode Saturday night, 8 Eastern and Pacific.
Only on Court TV.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. We're taking you back now to Wisconsin, where a 14-year-old is being tried as an adult in the Garbage Day murder trial. Parise Larry Jr. is facing up to life in prison if he is convicted in the shooting of 20-year-old Tatyanna Zech. She was shot to death while taking out the trash after a cookout. 3 other people were also injured. Let's get you back into the courtroom now. Detective is testifying to the area where the shooting happened.
All right, Officer Royston, I'm going to zoom this out a little bit. We have Exhibit 2 up on the Elmo screen. And are you able to see on Exhibit 2 the area that you responded to?
Yes, I am. It would have been the top parking lot.
And I'm going to have you come down and give you a microphone to describe this so you can point it out for the jury if you want to come down here, please. And so can you just, for the jury's benefit, identify any of the roads that are visible?
Yeah, so Pioneer Road is right here. Martin Avenue is the road going down here.
And so when you pointed to Pioneer, that was at the upper top of the screen?
Correct.
And then Martin was to the very right?
That's correct.
And if you can point out the entrance that you used to arrive to Maplewood Commons.
Yes, so the entrance I used would have been the northernmost one right here.
And you're pointing to kind of the upper right area?
That's correct.
And where did you go to the parking lot with the Bearcat?
Towards the very beginning here, I pulled in right on in the first driveway there.
And when you pulled in, was there anybody that you saw that needed medical attention?
There was directly between where both of the parking stalls are. There's a female laying with a significant amount of blood around her head on the ground there.
And could you just point right to that general area on the screen here?
Yeah, it was in this area.
So you're pointing to that same parking lot area that you pointed to that you arrived in?
Correct.
Thank you. And was your body camera active as you responded to the scene?
Yes, it was.
And Your Honor, I'm going to be bringing up a video if I could have my laptop connected.
Madam Clerk, switch that over.
And this will be played without audio.
And what is the file for this video? Is this also on Exhibit 1?
Yes, per our earlier discussion.
Oh, this is the video that'll be placed onto a new flash drive, correct?
Yes.
All right. We'll have that marked eventually as Exhibit 3 then, please.
And Officer Royston, while I'm getting that prepared, can you describe what time did you arrive to Maplewood Commons on May 7th of 2023?
It would have been just before 7 p.m.
And were there any other officers on scene when you arrived?
There was, whenever I got there, I believe there was a sheriff deputy that was already there, as well as Officer Schneider was already there with the victim.
And how would you describe the general scene upon your arrival?
It was very chaotic. There was a lot of people yelling, people running around, and a lot of information getting thrown out. So it was difficult to decipher what was actually going on.
And we're going to be getting to the body cam in a moment here, but what was your initial role when you arrived on the scene?
Whenever I initially arrived on scene, I assisted I was security for the ambulance crew that was trying to work on the victim. And then after that, I became essentially a tactical field team. If we were to get any new reports as to where the suspect was, my role was to go with numerous other officers and attempt to apprehend them.
And what was the purpose of having that tactical team essentially set up?
Just in case there were any more reports of similar incidents or other violence going on nearby.
What I'm going to do is show you from Exhibit 1, the flash drive, the trial folder, then the number 1 Royston folder, the file that will be labeled JR10. I'm bringing a portion up to you that's paused at the 7-minute and 59-second mark into the video. Do you recognize this?
Yes, that looks like my body camera.
And does that appear to be an accurate depiction of your body camera from that moment?
Yes, it does.
Your Honor, I would offer the exhibit with permission to publish.
To be clear, you referenced JR10. Is that the same body cam footage that was the Buttermilk Creek Park file reference?
I apologize. The Buttermilk Creek is JR8. I was thinking of this when I did it, so I apologize. Thank you for the correction, Your Honor.
Okay, so the earlier video that was played was JR8. And this is, just to be clear, is JR10?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. Any objection, Attorney Jensen?
No.
Go ahead, Attorney Tony.
And, Your Honor, just for the benefit of those present in the courtroom, this will contain some more difficult things for some to see, just for their being aware. And so I have that at the screen at the 7-minute and 59-second mark. And Your Honor, sometimes there can be a glare from certain angles on the TVs. We might be able to have the lights dimmed in some areas. I think it might be more helpful if we have some.
Can you turn that one back on? Is there another one back there?
I think they're back.
This is what happens when I'm not in my normal courtroom. So I'm not sure what lights are turning on here, so we're going to do some trial and error here. That's probably not too bad. How is that for our jurors?
I see them nodding their heads.
This one always stays on.
Does that one look okay for counsel?
Yes.
All right, I'll note those 3 switches. We need to see the screens later. Thank you.
And this will begin playing at the 7-minute and 59-second mark from JR 10.
Why don't we go ahead and bring in our guest, criminal defense attorney Marie Pereira. Marie, we're just watching some of the video there. We wanted to jump out of it before it got too graphic. Obviously, the jurors inside the courtroom will be taking a look at that. But you know, when you select a jury, you have to make sure that they're comfortable taking a look and being comfortable with looking at really graphic images, because the cases that we cover here at Court TV, murder cases, I mean, they are hard to digest for a lot of people.
It is very, very hard, and this is why we don't show it on air to our viewers. But looking at and listening to the direct examination from the prosecutor, I'm looking at it from a lens of a prosecutor and a criminal defense attorney. And the video, as bad as it probably is, which is why prosecution is using it, could be used both ways. Because even the police officer witness says it was difficult to decipher because there was a lot going on. So I'm thinking, how close was the defendant to the crime scene? Was he seen holding a gun? And I'm thinking it could go either way. The defense could use it to show chaos, confusion, multiple weapons, multiple people. And the defense could use it to say that his mere presence in the melee and chaos doesn't mean that he's guilty. Mere presence is not intent to murder that poor woman. So I'm thinking they have to distance him from that scene. And what is the video actually showing? Is it really a slam dunk showing? He was the first one with the gun. It was from his gun the bullet came. If they can't prove that, it really works in favor of the defendant, the chaos and the melee.
Yeah, we've still got a lot of video to sift through when it comes to these cases. Very early in the prosecution's case. I want to get your take, though, on that video where we saw the suspects. So the defendant, the one who's on trial right now, he's wearing that pink hoodie. This appears to be, and we're going to learn more about it as the trial unfolds, but it appears to be officers at the scene, and they're able to record them, but they had not placed them under arrest. And it's that image that was used later to put out the bolo for the suspect that they wanted to talk to. If he was, in fact, back at the scene after the police are investigating and looking at it, who does that help or hurt?
It could hurt him because it shows post-crime behavior. He did what he did. He was there, and then he had the nerve to pull up after and just cross his arms and act like he was just somebody in the crowd. It's not a good look for him. But again, his age is a good look for him. The confusion that was going on is a good look for him. And they have to tie him closely with maybe a plot, text messages, let's go kill this person, whoever it is they were trying to hurt. All of that, like you said, there's a lot to be developed to bring him closer to the planning of the crime and formulate an intent. And his age really helps because his brain is very young at 14. And what intent? Foolishness is not intent. Presence is not intent.